Imagine knowing the certainty that your death is mere seconds away. There's nothing left to do but let go. And then, in an instant, something shifts. Your awareness separates from your body, and you enter into something you can't quite explain. A tunnel, a light, another realm. A feeling of peace and warmth envelops you. You see loved ones, you walk through a beautiful forest, you sit in the stars. And just as quickly as it began, you're pulled back into your body. On this episode of Spirits Uncorked, we're talking about near-death experiences, a phenomenon reported across cultures, across time, and in remarkably similar ways. Is it science? Is it spiritual? Or is it something we don't yet have the language to explain? So pour a drink and wonder with us. Hello, welcome to Spirits Uncorked. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Erica.
And we are sisters, and we are hosts of Spirits Uncorked.
Yes, we are.
And it's the day after, we're recording this the day after
St. Patrick's Day. Yes, it was St. Patrick's Day yesterday, so I'm not super stoked about drinking again today, but I'm going to. I will take one for the team.
But this is airing like well into the future, so
yeah.
That's funny. Okay. Anyway, so let's talk about what we're drinking. What are you drinking, Erica?
So I have a Pinot Noir, and it is a French wine. My friend bought this for me. It's not like fancy, but it's also not cheap. It's called, I don't know if I can pronounce it, de Artrefois. I don't know. I think I did pretty good. But yeah, it's a Pinot Noir, and it says that the tasting notes are black currant, blackberry, and black cherry. It's pretty... like on the scale of light to full-bodied, it is kind of more on the full-bodied side. And it says that the style is fresh and the pairings are charcuterie, appetizers, and lamb steak.
Ooh, that sounds nice. I wish we had charcuterie right now.
Oh, me too. So I'll give this a try. Let's see how I like it. It doesn't exactly go with our theme, but it looks like it is. I don't know how much it was, but I know it wasn't a cheap wine.
Okay, cool. You've come a long way from the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I know. I can get down with it. I definitely taste the black cherry and the blackberry. I don't know what the... nice. I don't know. I can taste the notes, though. I don't know if I'd be able to pick them out myself. It's a little tart, so I think that's where the black cherry comes in.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay, nice. All right, well, I picked out this wine because it was the closest one that I thought went with our theme today. It's kind of corny, but it's called One Hope.
Oh, like Lord.
Hope. Anyways, never heard of it before. But one half of One Hope's profits are donated to save our planet.
Oh, that's good. Our planet needs some saving.
Yeah, it is a Sauvignon Blanc, so right up your alley, 2013. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I will try it and let you know.
Okay.
I had to put ice in it. I don't like it. I'm sorry.
Why?
I don't know. I had a very strong reaction of disgust. Okay, let me try and pinpoint why I don't like it. It tastes like feet. I don't know why. What notes are that?
Is it like super dry? I mean, Sauvignon Blanc usually is.
I wouldn't even say it's dry. It's not that it's dry or whatever. It's the taste. It tastes like it's sour.
Ew.
Okay, well, sorry about not wanting to save the planet with this
You
one.
can't you can't win them all.
Okay, well, I may sip on it a little bit and maybe it'll grow on me a touch, but I don't know.
I mean, that's kind of how it works. And then, the drunker you get, the more you'll like it.
Maybe I do like this a little bit.
And then you just down the whole thing.
Anyways, okay, well, moving on to our topic. I've wanted to explore this for a while because I thought it was very interesting. So, we're talking about near-death experiences. Oh, I have several clips to play on this one.
Yes, we're like so much more interesting this time.
Well, we'll see.
If you could do something dangerous just for once with no risk, what would you do? Die.
That's a Lady Gaga clip. So the interview it says, if you could do something dangerous just for once with no risk, what would you do? And Lady Gaga says, die.
She would. I love her.
I know. But that's such a good answer.
It is. I mean,
she said it like with no hesitation either. That's like such a brilliant answer. So why is that such a brilliant answer?
well, because nobody knows what it's like, because once you die, I mean, that's pretty much that. So,
Except for if you have a near-death experience. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about. All right, so first we have to define what a near-death experience is. All right, so a near-death experience is an out-of-body experience associated with impending death, and it has to take place during reversible clinical death.
mm-hmm.
So you actually have to, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you actually
Yeah.
have to be dead and then be able to be resuscitated. So in most cases, the person experiences a sense of serenity, warmth, a presence of light, and sometimes seeing dead relatives. Those are the most common elements across all cultures. That's a near-death experience. And it's not to be confused with an out-of-body experience. You can have an out-of-body experience, and that's not the same as a near-death experience. So we have to separate the two. But first, we're going to talk about near-death experiences because that's different. So some people say that we should start calling them recalled experiences of death. Like people are getting really technical about it.
Well, okay, here's my question. So, yes, you have died, like clinically died, and then you are brought back. But, and maybe I'm jumping ahead here, I still don't think that counts as knowing what death is. Because in the grand scheme of things, the universe, God, whatever you believe, already knows you're going to be brought back. So what you're experiencing isn't the full, like what really happens, like when you know you're not going to be brought back.
Well, so I'm going to play you a story. And so
Okay.
this first lady, she met the creator of the universe, and she said that there was no pronouns, he, she, or it. There was no pronouns. She just
Well, that
said
makes sense, yeah.
She met the creator of the universe, and the creator of the universe gave her a choice. And she gave her the choice back to the creator of the universe. She's like, well, you can make the choice for me. And then the creator of the universe sent her back. But first, the common things that across all these stories are, they all have these common elements. A feeling of peace, body separation, entering of darkness, like through a tunnel or something, then seeing light, and then entering another realm of existence. And then the final stage is being resuscitated or being brought back into your body.
Okay.
So they're the same experiences across all cultures. All cultures.
Yeah, when I was doing some research, I noticed that.
Like you go through a tunnel, you see light, you enter another realm. Feeling of peace. That's all the same thing across all cultures. Okay, so this lady, her name is Donna Rabito or something. She grew up in Western New York. In 1998, she was like tubing with her family. She was a grown adult, but she was like tubing with her family on the lake. She was on the tube with her sister, and they were connected to the boat by like a nylon cord. And on the boat, her brother-in-law or something and other family members, they were on the boat with a little baby. The small baby was on the boat. And all of a sudden, she hears somebody from the boat say, the boat is sinking. Like the boat is tanking on water and the boat is sinking. And so everybody on the boat starts to panic, like, we need to get the boat to land because there's a baby on board. We need to get this boat to land before it takes on water and it sinks, right? So what they do is they unhitch the nylon cord that's holding the tube. Like, you guys go, they're grown adults, you're on a tube, take care of yourself. We're gonna book it to the dock or whatever. So that's what they do. They throw the cord, and then they're going to start the motor and go as fast as they can to the dock. So they release the cord. And then she looks down at her leg, and she notices the nylon cord is wrapped all around her leg somehow. Somehow it just got wrapped all around her leg. And then she hears the motor of the boat start, and she knows like she's in for it. And so and this all happens right away, right? The boat takes off, and she's basically getting waterboarded, and her leg is being torn apart, like down to the bone. She's getting waterboarded. She can't breathe. And she says, she just knows there's nothing. She's completely helpless. She just knows that she's breathing in the water. She's like, there's nothing that's going to happen. She's thinking about where her family's going to have her funeral. She's like, this is it. Hasta la vista, basically. Okay.
Hasta la vista. Okay. Got it.
That's where this clip picks up.
Okay.
And I immediately go through this saran wrap kind of veil. It was very thin, but it was something there. As I pop through, I go, oh, I'm dead. Oh, I brought my consciousness with me. Wow, that's pretty cool. Then it was like, oh my God, there's a difference between time and no time. I knew I was in eternity. And I hear the cells in my body going, he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. And I'm like, who's coming? And as I'm slow motion looking up, if this was the earth, I could feel something coming up. And as it's coming up, I'm going, oh my God, it's the creator of the universe. Oh my God. And I'm going to my cells, now I know why you were excited. This is so exciting. And so, boom. Face to face with the creator of the universe. And he doesn't have a face. He doesn't have a pronoun. It's no pronoun. It's not a he. It's not a she. It's not an it. It is the creator of the universe. And all I can describe what it seemed to be was like the aurora borealis. It was this wavy, different colors, electric being. This is my first time experiencing telepathy. I was like, oh my God, this is really kind of cool. And as I'm having a thought, the creator of the universe is having the exact same thought. And it goes like this. Oh my God, the creator of the universe. And I hear back, I am the creator of the universe. And I'm like, oh my God, you know everything. As I hear, I know everything. So it was this beautiful conversation that I knew I was in front of the creator of the universe. I started looking back to Earth going, oh, I hope they're going to be okay with me, being dead and drowned. And as I was starting to look back, I hear this telepathic being, not God, say, don't worry. As soon as I heard that and I turned back, everything on Earth disappeared. All 3D, people I know, just its existence no longer occurred to me. I hear God say this. So, Donna, what would you like to do here? I never thought I would say this in a million years. So you can say, well, when I die, I'm going to ask God this. No, it did not happen. So I look at God and I said, well, God, since you made me, I give the choice to you. As soon as that happened, I immediately realized what I had just done. I gave away my choice. And some people go, well, no, that was your choice. Your choice was that. No, I said, I gave away knowing what was going to happen next. Okay, God, I give the choice to you. As soon as I realized what I had done, and I can't undo it, I did this. Oh, shit. Then I said, oh, I just came in front of God. I look at God, oh, shit, no, I'm sorry. I was like, as I'm waiting for God to answer me, I heard this, and I don't know what being, so I have no idea. But it was like, when you go back, you will tell people how important choice is in their lives. And here's what choice means. It doesn't mean what am I going to have for dinner. It means every moment of your life, you are making choices in your thinking. How you think about people, how you think about the story. Someone tells you something that goes against your belief system, and you go, I don't really believe that, even if you don't say it. That's a choice. And how precious choice is to human beings. You know, we talk about free will, but this was like more than that. This is like every moment of choice. A lot of times people think if they're sitting in a coffee shop or something and they look over and they see someone and they have thoughts about that. Oh, look at that person, their coat doesn't match their shoes, or whatever it is you're thinking. You think just because you don't say it that it doesn't have an impact, but that's not true. There's an energy associated with that. I don't know how to explain that. Energy looks so different to me now.
So basically, she goes back, and her brother-in-law, or brother, whatever, who was driving the boat away, he says he felt somebody touch his shoulder, grab his shoulder, and basically tell him to stop. But nobody else on the boat did that.
Oh.
But that's how he, like, stopped the boat to know that, like, you know, she was being drug along.
Yeah.
But nobody on the boat did that. But he says that's why I stopped, because somebody was grabbing me on the shoulder, telling me to stop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's her story. So what did you think of that story? You know what I think? I think it's interesting because I listened to a lot of these today. Mm-hmm. They're all so detailed. Mm-hmm. Like when I tell a story, I rarely put that much detail into it, and they all have a very, very high level of detail.
I mean, I think it would be hard to have that experience and put it into words. So that is interesting that you say that, like how detailed it is. I mean, yeah, I've definitely heard stories like that. I believe it. I mean, I definitely think that's true. I'm super into the multi-dimensional stuff, so it makes sense to me. But I think that because God or the creator of the universe knew she was going to end up going back, I mean, he showed her things, or God showed her things, I guess. I'm glad that she mentioned there was no pronouns. But I mean, I think that because God knew that she was going to stay or like go back to Earth, I mean, I feel like it's just a different experience. Like what happens when that's it? We'll never know.
Or the skeptic would say she was being deprived of oxygen. Mm-hmm. She was hallucinating. She was scared.
They say, like, the lack of oxygen can cause the vision to narrow, which is that tunnel effect. Brain may produce bright lights or distortions. I guess when you die, your brain releases powerful chemicals. So you have endorphins, which create peace and pain relief. Your body releases DMT, which may cause vivid, dreamlike, or mystical visions, which you can actually just buy DMT, like at least here in DC. I have not, but I'd be too scared. Serotonin surges can alter perception and mood, so it can explain feelings of bliss, unity, and encounters with beings. So I get that, but I mean, honestly, I definitely believe in like some kind of afterlife.
So here's the second story. So this guy, his name is Randy Schieffer. He has no spiritual connection. Basically, his dad died when he was young, and he always kind of had a chip on his shoulder about God and religion because he thought God abandoned him. So he just grew up not really interested in the whole thing and lived, good life. And when he was 67, this was when COVID started. And before anybody really understood or knew what COVID was, he got COVID. And this was at the beginning when everybody was really freaking out and the protocols in the hospital were really, really strict. So he got admitted into the hospital and then he didn't see his family again for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And he was all by himself. So another thing about him was that he was a veteran. He retired from the Air Force and he was really, patriotic and all of that. So that's important to his story. So he basically got worse and worse and worse and went into a coma eventually, and his body was just shutting down and he was basically near death. And that is where this clip picks up.
But I told her, I used different terms then. I said, Lisa, I was in like a dark airplane fuselage. And I remember my consciousness. No body. I was bodiless. It was just my conscious. Woke up. And I was in this dark tunnel. And I was moving through the tunnel very slowly. And I knew I had died. I remember telling me, okay, you're dead. You died. But where are we going? The tunnel as I was coming through was warm and so loving, and I felt such an incredible peace and calm that I'd never ever experienced before. And this tunnel was encased with a bright light, and I traveled through, and I have no idea how long I was in the tunnel. But when I came out of it, I was in a beautiful golden room, and it had a mezzanine, and I remember standing on that mezzanine. And suddenly I could not see, but I felt the presence of someone next to me. And I was standing there just taking in the beauty of this room. Very high, tall, ribbed, vaulted ceilings. Then suddenly my consciousness awoke. And I was in a void. Nothing around. No trees, no buildings, nothing. But there were orbs of light that were passing by. And I felt the presence of my guide again. And he indicated to me that I needed to follow him. Off in the distance, this little light came on and started to get brighter as we moved closer and brighter until I suddenly saw my mother-in-law. And she was sitting there very regally, very straight and very proper, And she was probably in her late 20s, maybe early 30s in appearance. I knew it was her. And she glanced over at me. And then she glanced away. And I was yelling at her, Dolores, it's me, it's Randy, I'm here, Dolores. But she wouldn't acknowledge me. And suddenly my spirit guide said, we have to move on. So as we started to go deeper into the void, back in the distance, I saw her light slowly dimming and dimming and dimming until it just disappeared. And as that turned off, there was another light, and it started to get brighter and brighter as we moved forward. And I saw my dad, my mother, and my sister. And they were standing there, and their light started to slowly go out. When off to the distance, to my right-hand side, this orb of light caught my attention. And it was coming up to me very, very quickly. And it stopped right in front of me. And for a brief second, it materialized into a human face. And he said to me, tell Madison at the salon her grandfather's okay. And he moved over to a white porch, and he showed me the making of red, white, and blue ribbons and American flags. And I knew instantly he was a veteran. I just knew it. I just felt it. it was right after he showed me him making these red, white, and blue flags that my spirit guide told me I have to go.
Okay, so after he wakes up, basically, he later, like he's all healed and everything, and he's it's like it's years later, and he decides to go get a haircut, and he's rummaging through his desk, and he finds a business card of a nearby haircutting place, and he just randomly decides to go to that one, and so he goes to it, and the person who's cutting his hair is named Madison. And so he's like, "Hey, Madison, is your grandpa by any chance a veteran who's deceased?" And she's like, "Yes." And then he's like, "Hey, Madison, did your grandpa by any chance hang out on a white front porch?" And she's like, "Yes, he lived in Iowa, and his favorite place to be was on the front porch." And he's like, so,
"Hey, Madison, by the way."
"Hey, Madison, did your grandpa like make these red, white, and blue things?" And then she like stopped at what she was doing, and she's like, "Every year on Veterans Day, we would all go to the VA, and we would make red, white, and blue ribbons. We would all do it together, and we would pass them out. You know, we would lay them on veterans' graves, I think, or something like that." And she's like, and then he was like, he told her the whole thing, and they were all crying and blah, 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 blah.
Dang.
So, I know. So, I mean, things like that, you know, I mean, sure, there's a chance that he's making that story up, but let's just say that that's all true.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think that those stories are true. Or people will, I mean, she didn't come forward, but a lot of people will corroborate it, or like just say like, "This crazy thing happened to me. Somebody knew something about my family or whatever," and cry and freak out because you don't expect something like that. So, I mean, there must have been a reason why he had to tell her this. And
yeah,
so.
Because, you know, like psychics and mediums and stuff, they'll to trick people or whatever, you know, they know stuff about everyone, or they'll see something about everyone. But he's like, that's not what he was trying to do. Like, he knew one thing about one person, and like, and
Right.
that's it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That makes it more believable to me.
At home, we were talking about something, and I said about our grandma Valencia, I was like, "Why doesn't my grandma come visit me?" Like, you know, because she's passed away. And I was like, "Why does she come visit me?"
Right.
Something.
Yeah.
You know, like, because she hasn't come haunted me yet, and I'm kind of mad about it. Anyways, you won't believe it, but that very night, I had a very vivid dream about her, and she was knocking on the door, and I knew it was her, and I was like, "Oh, I better clean off these stairs because I don't want her to trip," because, you know, in her final years she wasn't walking so good. But she was still her, you know, when she was before she was in the wheelchair, she was still walking, but we didn't want her to fall, so I was like, "Let me clean off these stairs so she doesn't trip." And and I had that dream like that very day that I was mad that grandma doesn't come visit me.
Well, I mean, like, I do really appreciate, like, the story of Grandma's death, because...
Like, you were sitting down at her favorite restaurant, and Mom said something like, "Here's to Grandma," not knowing that she was probably...
on the way out the door.
Had just died, or was literally taking her last breath at that moment. Like, when you guys sat down to eat at her favorite restaurant, and Mom said something like,
toasted to her.
To Grandma.
And I remember, because normally I would have made fun of Mom, but like me and Regina were just like, it was, it was so hokey, but we were just like, no, like, let her have it. And like, in my mind, I like to think that Grandma was watching us.
Yeah.
During, like, she had died, and she was
there. Yeah.
It was just such a random thing for Mom to do. And I swear to you, when Mom got that phone call, or it was Regina that got the phone call and then she handed it to Mom, I knew immediately what had happened. And that waited until we had paid. We were getting up to leave. Like, it's like we were allowed to finish our meal and then,
I don't know. So, I mean, I think all of these stories about near-death experiences, you know, so the people that experience them, most of them, they come back and they're, you know, they feel more peaceful. They feel less afraid of death. Now, some people do come back more like unsure. Like, you know, some people do have a hard time dealing with it, but for the most part, it's a peaceful experience.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say is out of body experiences, those are not always peaceful. So the out of body experience, that is when your consciousness separates from your body. But you don't go through the tunnel, you don't go through the light, you don't go through you don't do all that. You're just stuck at this initial part, this first part where you separate from your body. So that can be very alarming. Very alarming because you don't know what's going on. You don't move on to the peaceful part. You're just stuck at this, what the crap? I'm not in my body anymore. And that can be very traumatizing, especially if it is a traumatizing part where, like, maybe you're experiencing pain or, you know, something really chaotic is going on and you're just watching it and, you know, and you just don't know what's going on. That can be really, really scary. Or sleep paralysis is another thing that happens too. And people watch themselves sleeping and maybe something really scary is happening too. So that's, you know, that's a different thing. That's not, you know, that's not.
Have you ever experienced sleep paralysis or an out of body experience?
No, but some people can experience a bird's eye view of themselves, and maybe that's even a third thing. Just like in everyday life. Even Elon said, like, he said something to me like, I can see, he's like, do you ever see yourself walking from up above? And I was like, no. Do you? And he goes, yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Oh.
We were walking around the neighborhood, and I was like, "Oh, cool."
Elon says such creepy things sometimes.
He's so creepy and sweet and sensitive.
I've had sleep paralysis twice, and I think it was a result of stress. But I can't say that it was scary. I just couldn't. Well, I mean, it was scary because I couldn't move. And it's almost like there was people around me and I was trying so hard to communicate to them to just touch me to help break the sleep paralysis. Like, I just felt like if they just touched me, because I was sleeping in a Humvee, so I was around other people.
Okay, well, the closest thing that I can tell you is when I had my wisdom teeth removed, I was put under general anesthesia.
I remember
and
this.
And I became self-aware during general anesthesia, and I was like, I must tell these people that I am awake. Yeah. And I was trying so hard to move my hands or my fingers or something to let them know, please do not drill or pull my teeth out because I am awake. And I couldn't move my face. I couldn't talk or anything, but I guess I did manage to move something because I did hear them say something like she's awake or whatever, and then all of a sudden I was out again. So I did manage to do something to tell them. I was probably like drooling and was like, I don't know what I did.
Oh my gosh.
I was panicking and I was trying really hard to like move.
Yeah.
I mean, so that brings me back to my choice of wine, is that like I personally feel that hearing all of these stories, it feels hopeful to me because you know, I've always in my heart felt like a religion is just, it just ain't it. Like whatever we think it is, we've got it. It's all wrong.
Yeah.
Trying to shove all of this into whatever box we're trying to shove it in. It's just, I know that we have it wrong. We could try so hard, but I know that whatever we're trying to do, it's not right.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
Yeah.
so come up with a good would you rather.
I got you.
You're the would you rather person.
Would you rather meet a being of light who tells you the meaning of life, or return with no answers but a deep sense of peace?
I would rather be the being of light
Who
knows everything.
Well, you meet the being of light, and he tells you the meaning of life.
Meet it.
Meet. Yeah, I'm sure we'd all
be God.
Yeah. No, you return with the meaning of life, or just
That one.
Okay, I actually would prefer to return with a deep sense of peace.
I know you would. Yeah.
Yes.
We should do a would you rather and answer for the other person.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's see
do the next
here.
one. Yeah, because I could answer for you.
Okay, would you rather know the exact moment you'll die or live in total uncertainty? I mean, do you want to know when you're going to die?
No.
I don't either. What if the light people see isn't something welcoming, but something watching? Would you still go towards the light if you didn't feel peace, just curiosity?
If you didn't feel peace, just curiosity, would you go towards the light?
Mm-hmm. Like it's not what everybody described, and you're in it. It's happening. I'd probably still go. I'd probably still go.
Okay,
as long as it's not like terror.
Right. Yeah, because everyone's like, oh, you feel this peace and warmth when you see the light, but like it's your turn, and all of a sudden you see the light, and you're like, I don't feel peace and warmth, but I do feel like, hey, what's that? Let me go check it out.
I mean, I'd probably start panicking and being like, great, I'm going to hell. That was real. Of course, everyone has this harmonious, beautiful experience, and I'm the one.
But of all the out of body or near death experiences that I've read, I haven't heard anyone like be frightened of going to hell.
Yeah, I haven't either.
So scientists explain that as like that's your brain's way of protecting you from the trauma of death.
Yeah. Arvid, are you afraid of death?
Well, everyone's afraid of death. And your brain always is trying to protect you from something, from the things that you're afraid of.
Yeah.
Like, okay, when they do those ultra marathons, people, they're running for days and days and days, and they're not eating, they're not sleeping, but they have people in vehicles traveling alongside them just to be ready to render first aid when they collapse or whatever. And, if you know what those people are told? If they see one of those runners hallucinating, like, come on, horses, or like saying weird crap, they're just supposed to let them, if they're not like hurting themselves or hurting somebody, they're just supposed to let them experience that hallucination because their brain is protecting them from like the pain that they're experiencing.
Oh,
like
Lord.
if it's a happy hallucination, they're just supposed to let it go.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that makes sense. Well, what do you think is scarier? That there's nothing after death, or that there is something?
I've thought about this a lot. This is my hot take.
Okay.
I think it's scarier that there is something.
I agree. Why?
Because before I was born,
Right.
I didn't exist.
Right.
Who cares? And so if I don't exist when I die,
Whatever.
I won't exist anymore. I'm not going to be conscious to care about it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like,
yeah, I agree.
But I think that death is scary when it gets really, really religious, and you bring all of these elements, and you come up with all these what ifs, and you have to do this or this or that. That's we make all these up.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's also a way of safety, because then people believe, oh, because I did all of this, I am now safe. And then it gives you this sense of peace until one day you wake up and you realize, we actually don't know anything at all. So chill.
I loved that first lady's, I loved her story, like meeting the creator of the universe, and like, I just like how she described that. I love that. I hope all of that's true. I do. My wine. Let's go back to my bottle of wine. My hope wine.
Yeah.
My disgusting feet wine.
My one hope. Yes, I know.
But also she learned like this really nice lesson about like go back and think about the way that you have a choice. You have a choice. Everything that you do is a choice, and go back and like your choice is important. Well, let us know your thoughts. I know this kind of got kind of heavy and kind of philosophical, but we'd love to know your thoughts.
Yeah. And if you've ever had a near-death experience and you want to share it with us, send us a message.
We're enjoying reading all of your messages and we really appreciate the reviews that you guys have done lately. We really do. We appreciate everything.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, let us know. But we had fun today. Hope you did too. Talk to you next time. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.